They're guys. They do magic. They are the Magic Guys.
Here we are back again, the Magic Guys.
This time. What's up?
Hey, I didn't stuff it up
What's
this time.
up, guys? Welcome back to the Magic Guys, a place where dreams come true, but only if you send us cash.
Cash, sweet cash. And we are pre-recording today because we have a special guest and we wanted to make sure we got his time set aside to chat with him, and if I mess it up, I can edit it out. So most importantly, Jace is here. He's woken up. Thank you, good sir.
Woke up long before you there, Chief.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, you did message me pretty early in the morning and I was like, can't believe you're awake. Anyway.
You're weak. You hear me, Josh? You're weak.
Yeah.
But not unlike our next guy. Our next guy is not weak, actually. He's quite strong.
Mm-hmm.
He's a hard worker on the YouTube scene. He's been grinding away, posting Omegle videos, which we know many, many people love to watch. And also, he's working full-time as a magician, doing some corporate stuff as well. So
Living the dream.
let's introduce him, JS Jonathan Magic.
Magic.
What up, man? I cut that
Welcome.
out. Josh. What's up? Josh loves the soundboard, so we just got soundboards. I put more practical sounds, more like this, like stuff like that. But he's gone with the,
you got to make
anyway,
it
how are
feel
you, man?
like an actual studio, Anyway, JS Magic, how are you? Thank you for coming on this morning for us. It's probably nighttime for you, I'm guessing. How you doing?
Yeah, it's like 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm good. Thank
Perfect.
you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
No worries. Got the
How's
goods.
your morning?
That's how we
So,
start. That's part of
JS,
our staple breakfast in the morning in Australia. So,
Tell us all
Blue
about it, JS. You've been pumping out YouTube videos for it looks like 8 years, I think, is your earliest,
Yeah,
if my research serves me correct.
Yeah, it started
Yeah.
in like 2013.
Damn.
It's crazy, man.
And how did they
how
start?
was your
How did they start?
did
Were
it
they
start?
street magic videos? Something else?
I actually stuck. When I got to Magic, I was nervous to perform like everybody, so I started on Omegle actually in 2013 when it was
Damn,
like really
this
popular.
guy's the OG of Omegle Magic, dude.
I did about 40 of those, and then I kept getting banned because they let the people ban you. So I got annoyed with that, and I started Street Magic. And because of COVID, I'm back doing Omegle. So full circle.
Wow. I can't believe you were doing it before it was like the place to get content from, like get people to react. And so you were basically doing
remember-
like virtual shows, virtual magic, like way back when.
Yeah, I guess so. All right.
Nice.
Started way back, and now it's popular. So
Did you
that's
do
cool.
during the pandemic any Zoom shows, since it's like a similar format to Omegle?
Well, really, no. I did 2 just for like a couple of like a family, 2 of those, but I didn't really get into it. I didn't know how to market it. I didn't really, because I'm just like close up. I was seeing everyone have these elaborate setups and stuff. I figured maybe I could do like a close up show, but I just didn't know how to market it, so I gave up.
I mean, you did have a pretty big, you have a pretty big YouTube base. I feel like you could have just told them. That might
That
work.
is true.
But nice.
I should, yeah. I still do it. Ask somebody.
Yeah, I noticed that your videos are just kind of like turn the camera on, perform. Like you don't really speak with your audience much, like the people watching the videos, so much as you do just perform for people.
Yeah, I don't really like speak in the. You mean to my like subscribers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really like talk on the videos, but I answer every comment I get, every message, every DM. So I have a big I talk to like almost all not all my subs, but, a big majority of them on Instagram. I tell them they can comment, and ask me anything, anytime. So I talk to them like outside of the YouTube because I don't really like intros. I don't really like outros. I just like getting into the magic because with the time retention, if people get bored, they'll just click off and then it hurts your analytics. So I just got away with it.
That's what we're doing
Yeah,
wrong,
I started
Jace.
cutting out. What do you mean? I started cutting intros as well, and I don't even have an outro anymore. I just cut randomly. So my video is going along. I do a thing, and then randomly the ending where it's like the end screen because I decided to cut that stuff out as well because man, viewer retention. But I want to, when I think of YouTube, I think like I don't want to perform too much like all the time on YouTube doing Omegle and stuff like that. I've done a few Omegle videos. And, they did all right. I guess they did okay for my small channel size. but I didn't want to do it too much because I found myself falling into like having to do like the same stuff or like some very similar tricks to the last video just so I can fill in that time, like which is kind of weird, you know. So I'm not that big on reposting tricks.
That's true. I get a lot of comments. People say I do the same tricks, but I've been doing. I have a repertoire like you guys have, and I just keep doing those so they get better. I don't really consider myself a content. I just consider myself. I just love performing, and I care less about content. I just put it out because I just it's I like because the minute I started pretty much performing was on Omegle, and I even have the first time I ever did Street Magic, so it's kind of like I could watch back. I wanted to see my progress as I got older, and now people watch it, so I just put it up. But people say they like the reaction. They don't really care about the trick.
Yeah, you're documenting.
I think that's the right way to do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, to post content because you want to rather than because you feel you have to or whatever. And not only that, using YouTube as like almost like a journal is great. I think that's like the best way to post content consistently over a long period of time is to turn it into some kind of journal format. You know, Gary V always says, and Josh always quotes this, is that don't create, document. And that's
like that.
Yeah.
And that's great. You can, and like you said, you can watch, man, I remember watching back, like Jason and I, we've been shooting videos together for like 8 years now, and watching like the start of our journey doing those videos, so hard to watch, but it's all part of the process, you know, we all learn from it, and it's good to see.
I don't like watching.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. It's a little hard to watch, but at least, you know, the difference with, I think people forget, like, we're not doing a different trick every day when we're out there in the real world. Like, we're working these routines that are refined and get good reactions. And then I guess the beauty of seeing them on video over and over is you get to see different people react to it in different ways. It's not really about the thing you're doing, you know,
exactly.
Which we know.
It's an important thing to have a distinction between, but it does get lost in translation on the internet. That's for sure. Like doing my street show, for example, I've got the show that I do that you saw recently, I think, JS. That was a quick version of that street show. That street show I've been doing for 10 years. And aside from like some of the jokes and stuff, the format has more or less stayed the same for 10 years, right? And so, so if some people were suddenly like, what, do you have a different show? It's like, what do you expect from me, man? Like 100 different polished shows to perfection. Like,
and people will ask like, oh, well then doesn't everyone see that already? And then no one wants to see you again. But like, you know, as you said, you've been making a living from it for 10 years. Steve Cohen, JS is from New York. So we were talking about some shows that happened there, and Steve Cohen's show is coming up to his 20th year anniversary. I think it is. Doing that same show, listed as the #1 show to see in all of New York. Like, that includes all the Broadway shows, everything. And he does no marketing for it. And it's a sellout. It's the same show, but people just want to see it, see other people react to it.
Yeah, I heard two things when if you have like a favorite singer and you listen to their songs all the time, when you go to that concert, you're going to hear the same songs. You're not going to not like it. That's like the magic. And that quote by Bruce Lee, he says, I'd rather practice one kick 10,000 times than 10,000.
I don't fear the man. I don't fear the man who knows 1,000 different kicks. I fear the man who has practiced the same kick 1,000 times. Yeah, that's the quote. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Bruce Lee as well. When I was young, he used to do a lot of boxing and stuff, and he was a massive like motivation to keep that training going. And then, sure enough, I got fat, so that all went out the window. Good times.
And I saw, we just talked about it before we started recording. You did a live gig last night, which is sick. So like, you know, for the most part, you're a full-time magician. So are you finding your time is like doing gigs, or are you focused more on online content now? What are you finding?
Honestly, I'm focused just on magic, and I just put all that performing into the same category because I love YouTube, but I just YouTube is just a mess. I don't know how long you guys been on YouTube, but it's just annoying.
I've been on YouTube for a little under 1 year now.
1 year? Yeah, I've been doing it for, you could say 8 years.
Too damn long, man. You've been doing it for so damn long. Josh has been doing it for 8 years.
It's always against the creator. It's weird, but I'm trying to focus on. I only became a full-time magician during COVID because I kind of had no choice. I was like a general contractor, or I helped a contractor, and then I was like, let me just do full magic, and it's been working. And thankfully, the gigs are coming back in New York, so I'm trying to focus.
There's a secret to going full time with magic, right? And that is if you just what is it? If you don't have a plan B, it means you have to rely on plan A. So is that? It sounds to me like that's what you did, where you threw away plan B and went straight for plan A.
Yeah, man. I jumped in the deep end with no swimmies on and hoped I could float, and it's working. I'm gonna I can if it crashes. At least I tried, because one thing I don't want to die with is regret that I never tried to be it.
Yeah, there you go. Solid, powerful advice for everyone watching. Everyone who will be watching, or other.
Yeah. You always hate yourself for not giving it a try if you don't. So I love that quote that Jim Carrey had when he gave a graduation speech, if you guys recall any clips of it, and it's all online. But he basically told a story about how he thought his dad could have been the best comedian.
His dad wanted to be a comedian, yeah.
But he took a safe job instead. And then one day he saw his dad get fired from that safe job. And he's like, you know, you can fail at the thing you don't want to do. So you may as well take a chance on what you do want to do. And when I heard that, I was like, damn, get my magic wand. Fuck this. All right. We got to do it. I was like, that
well,
is
since
so
we're on the,
yeah.
Huh? What's that?
How long you guys been doing it, like, professionally?
I've been doing magic for 10 years. Josh has been doing it for 10 years. Funnily enough, we both started at the same time. It was like we met at one of those, like, you know, magicians all hang out and stuff. And we both had the ambition more so than everyone else, I think, that we were hanging out with there. But we both also had different directions we wanted to go. Like, I wanted to be a street performer and he wanted to be a corporate guy. And sure enough, 10 years later, here we are in a podcast together, Street Magician Dude and Josh Norbito, the illusionist.
Yeah.
You know?
in the beginning, we used, and we still do, we use street magic as a way to practice our material. And in the very beginning, what you
said last time.
Yeah.
I remember I went to a gig and practiced new material for the streets.
And now we just happen to film that. But in the beginning, it was like we were learning, you know, how to be better at the magic we're doing by doing street magic. And then, I started going into the corporate world, like private gigs. And I spent about 2 years doing it like part-time where I still had a day job. And then finally, after that period, I delved into it and did it full-time. I think it's like 7 years now. And then Jace just kept smashing it, doing his street shows, living a life of, you know, whatever you want, fast and loose, go and do some shows, killing it. And, we still come back and meet in the middle and film our street magic together and make these videos, and, you know, it works out well. We fight all the time, but that's, you know, what married couples do. So.
It's good. We just have very opposing views, but I think that's what you want with your friends. You don't want all yes men, you know?
Do you have a buddy in New York that you'll team up with or share ideas with magic?
Yeah, I've had him on my channel a couple times, but he doesn't really. He used to do magic a lot, but his name's the Mystifier. That's what I call him. And then there's another kid called King. He's recently been helping me record because he does street magic too. So just like you two, help each other out. Me and him help each other out.
Nice.
It's a good way to be. It's good to have your friends with their alignment in a similar fashion, you know. You want friends with the same goals, but different ending goals as well, you know, so that way you're not stepping on each other's toes on your way to the top.
Yeah.
So that's how it works.
What so with magic, you know, you have a Patreon, you told us too. Tell us about that. What's your ideas with it? You know, who is it for? What's on there?
You know, I hate asking my subscribers for money because I hate taking money unless I'm doing it. Somebody said they want to support me, so I said, okay, I'll make a Patreon. So for like the lowest tier, I offer an extra Omegle video every week, and then I think $10 I do tutorials. And then $25 I do like a private Zoom for an hour. So if they want to talk to me, kind of like this.
Nice.
Exact same format.
Yeah.
We have the exact same layout.
Similar to how our patrons will see an extra video of this conversation. Nice. And is that hoodie, that's a sick hoodie, is that yours? Like, is that your merch or something?
What'd you say?
It's all an illusion. Yeah, that's his merch.
Yeah, that my instead of JS Magic, it used to be It's All an Illusion. But when I told people like on the streets, for some reason I didn't know how to spell it, so it confused everybody. So I kind of kept it as the logo because it says it in my my banner on YouTube, and then JS Magic. I just love because it is an illusion, I guess.
No, it looks great. I think that Look, it's all an illusion. It's disappearing. It's coming back. Nice. Maybe, Jason, maybe that's why people can't find us easily. We should change our names. You should be JM Magic, and I should be JN Magic. And then we can be a crew.
Mine's Street Magician Dude. How can you forget that? Like, Street Magician Dude. It's like about as memorable as it can get. What's the name of that guy again? That dude, the Street Magician guy. Oh, Street Magician Dude. That's right. Fuck.
There you go.
There's some underscores in there.
Yeah, you don't even need to type in the underscores though for it to come up. I'm the first one that pops up every time.
Yeah,
that's right, baby.
Nice.
Yeah, I am the Street Magician Dude now. Took me a while to secure it, but I've done it. And how do you find your Instagram growth is going? Do you find that to be slow for you, or have you been kind of grinding away at it recently and seeing some results? Or
I just try to post not daily, but probably frequently. I don't really watch the number grow because every time I look, it just looks like it's the same. Because I never really pay attention, but I see I get followers like every day, a couple followers, and I try to get people to share my videos onto their story, and I notice that's bringing in a lot more. And the more I post on my story, because I post a lot of inspirational stuff because people said I love it, and it just seems the more I put, just the more active you are, the more the followers you get. It's just on any platform. Just be active.
Yeah, that's very true.
That.
Being as active as possible to get as much. What is it? It's quantity over quality. And then inevitably the quality will come from that experience of posting so much quantity.
You put up a post yesterday I thought was dope, which is like I've always loved the original saying, but the one you put up was be so good that the algorithm can't ignore you. And I was like, that's dope. That's pretty.
Was
dope.
that Jeremy Griffith or?
I might be confusing you with another amazing magician. Yes, that might have been
Jeremy Griffith. Jeremy Griffith put that one up. Yeah, which I did love.
Say again. Like that though.
Yeah, it's a good quote.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. Yeah. Maybe you can also use that on your channel.
you know, on another son, since we're throwing quotes out left, right, and center.
Yeah.
I recently was watching some Casey Neistat material because that guy, I don't know him, man. His content will be timeless, I think, because it's just so damn good. But he said, he goes, you should never listen to the positive comments that you receive on like a video or like something that you do, because it's just an excuse to settle for good enough.
Okay.
It's interesting, right? Because if people say that you're good, then why would you get any better now? Because you're already good, man. So like, but if you don't listen to them, then you're still striving to be even better than that, which is kind of interesting. Yeah. I thought it was good. I liked that one.
So that's why you never compliment my videos. It's so I can get better.
I always just give you shit. Yeah. Trying to get you to post more. It's working, though.
Yeah.
It's working. Yeah.
And then the infamous TikTok. How do you find what's your thoughts on TikTok?
Jason was trying to give me some tips on like, what would you say? Like, don't put hashtags because then you're like in a small group. And then just because out of habit, I keep putting hashtags. But I don't really. I know you could blow up quick on TikTok and become like famous overnight, but it's just that 1 minute constraint just like throws me off because
it is very hard to post a good trick within that time constraint. It's very, very hard to do. But just clips of people reacting to your stuff would be fine as well. People freak out over that.
I put a video 2 days ago. I was doing pretty well. I got like almost 3,000 views. So I don't know. I guess I hit the page. So I like that.
Better than any video Josh has ever posted, I think.
Oh.
What, you doing 30 days, right? That's what
Yeah, we're both doing Trick a Day, mate. So is Doug Con, actually. Are you familiar with Doug Con?
Yeah, seen him on your thing.
Yeah, that man's been killing it on the social medias lately. I don't know if you've noticed his YouTube channel, but in the space of like 3 months, he's gone from, I think he had 800 subscribers, and now he's at 90,000.
Wow. But he posts, he posts like daily or just frequently?
Very, very frequently. I would say bordering daily. But I think he's taking advantage of the shorts.
Yeah, that's the new thing. The shorts are, if you hit the algorithm.
I think he said he posts 6 videos a week, but he makes sure that one of them is like a good video and the other ones might be shorts and reaction.
So he posts like
answering
5 shorts and then a long form content. Yeah.
I think it works because that's how I found you, Jason. During quarantine, you were popping up all over, and that's when you were doing the 365. So that really pushed you.
Yeah.
On
The
every
daily.
social popping up, and of course I know Josh from he took over Magic Free Magic Live.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, an OG. Yeah.
That's crazy to actually like be talking to you guys because
I still find it amazing how easy it is to connect with like people from around the world like this. And it's so like I don't know about you guys, but sitting in front of a computer with a camera and stuff has actually become so much of a norm that it almost feels like we're hanging out in a room
definitely.
together, right? Yeah, it's kind of strange.
Before we started this, Jason's like, "Oh, hurry up, man!" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm almost there." But like, almost there means like at my house, turning on my gear. But in our heads, it's like I'm almost at your place to hang out. In a weird way.
Yeah, it's kind of cool though. I did a live on TikTok today, and it was the same sort of thing. I had people from like Malaysia and friggin' America and just all over the place, like people from all over the world. And it was just so weird that you could just be talking to, 100 perfect strangers. And they would, I did like a little 30-minute magic show that I just made up for that. And it was just fun.
Yeah. So if you want to have a bit of a discussion, I had a funny moment happen at my gig last weekend. If we want to put our magician hats on for a sec, I just thought this was so funny.
Do you want us to guess what it was, or are you going to tell us?
Oh, you can guess if you want.
You did a magic trick and they thought it was great.
No, this is to do with hecklers.
I knew nobody thought your magic was great.
No, you're right. So
set you up.
Yeah. So to preface it, JS, I'm at the moment doing this this close-up gig with a casino that flies me out there every weekend to do magic on like a blackjack table. It's like super nice, like a felt table. People come up with their drinks. For me, it's like a dream scenario because it's like I can do table magic that I wouldn't be able to do at like a walk-around gig.
Huh?
But right next to the tables are escalators that would go up and down to like the sports bar on the second level. And on Saturday night, I'm doing magic. Now they've now given me a headset so that when there's like 2 or 3 layers of people crowded around to try and watch, they can now hear me. And because there's a lot of ambience on the floor. Anyway, so I'm doing magic and I've got like a decent crowd. So I'm trying to do stuff that's more upright that they can see, like multiple card selection and stuff like this. I do multiple card selection. I get 8 people to take cards. And the guy right on the far right of me takes a card. I think he's like Middle Eastern. He's had a few drinks and he's very chatty. And he takes a card. I put them back in the deck. And then he starts firing off just some random jibber jabber about like, he knows what I'm going to do. He's like, I know how skilled he is. He's, just the regular, like, I'm just annoying everyone, messing up with this show. So first of all, I like try just some subtle tactics like, all right, sleep or, what's your name? Great. Look, I didn't give you that many lines in the show. All these just funny things. I'm like, what's your name? Paul. I'm like, there's some other people that were making noise. I'm like, Paul, are they with you? All this silly stuff. And then I'm like, Paul, if you take 2 steps to your right, that would be much better. And basically, he's right next to the escalator. So if he takes 2 steps, he's going to end up going up this escalator. People love that.
Okay.
But the funniest thing for me was he didn't shut up. So this tradie grabbed him and put him on the escalator. So there was just this best moment where like me and the crowd of people were just all one for that moment. And we see this guy going up the escalator, still ranting about whatever he's saying. And he's trying to make his way back down the escalator while it's going up. It was like the just best like thing ever. So if anyone watching, if you have hecklers, just make sure there's an escalator nearby. It does wonders.
I always keep an escalator in my case that I can set up before I start my street shows.
Right. Well, you have a ladder.
Very, very helpful.
So
yeah,
you're close.
Yeah, my appearing ladder.
Yeah.
I used that. I never thought I would in my entire life use an appearing ladder, but I did. I did it on a live stream, a little magic show there. It was quite funny.
That is funny.
It was so stupid.
That's the time you want to use it because then like it's not going to get destroyed taking it to a gig. You can't fit a ladder in your car, so
these ladders are a bit weird though. Like I love them, but I've always wanted to own one of these things. But far out, man, I don't think they're meant to last very long. Like I think they're supposed to die fairly quick.
They're probably meant to take like a little less of a person trying to climb up them, Jace. You're not meant to actually use them.
Did you write that joke yourself, or did Sandra write it for you?
No, she's at work, man. That's all me. It's all me.
I'm so proud of you, Josh. You made it funny. What about you, JS? You had any crazy moments at your gigs?
I guess today there was like a couple of tables. I went over to the older table, the older crowd, and I wanted to do sponge, because sponge bunnies is like one of my favorite tricks. I love that trick. So I pulled it off.
Doug Cotton have something in common then.
He likes that. It's honestly that'd be the one trick.
It's his favorite trick. He actually says that's his favorite trick. Yeah.
So powerful. But I pulled the hair off her shoulder and stuff. And I was like, check him out, pull it, make sure nothing's inside of it, and don't rip his head off. Because as you can see, someone ripped his tail off. And she made a joke. She's like, "Oh, can I rip his head off? Can I rip something off?" I thought she was joking. I was like, "Yeah, if you want." She was like, "Okay." She ripped the ear off. She threw it on the table. She's like, everyone's like, "What? Like what?" She's like, "Oh, don't worry." I'm like, "Oh, don't worry about it." And I kept going. I just couldn't believe she did that. That was pretty crazy to me.
Wow, she really wanted you to just rip it off.
That's so tame though, but it's still like, God, bitch.
I was like, I'm not even gonna say. I don't even care. I'll buy another one.
Yeah, it's like when they make a joke about keeping your coin that you show them to inspect or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, you show them a silver dollar and they're like, "Can I keep this?" And you're like, "Oh, if you want." And then they put it in their pocket. You're like, "I was just kidding. Give me that. Give me that back."
Yeah, I think I once had to let them keep the coin because it was just such a weird scenario. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's mine now, right?" I'm like, "Yeah," and then they just kept it.
That's why you don't use real silver at a gig. Josh only uses real silver at a gig. So anyone watching this, if Josh performs for you, take that coin, keep it. It's well worth it.
Well, I think I can afford to get another coin, if they've just paid me to do a gig.
Yeah, sure, buddy. Sure. You corporate guys.
What's on your mind, Jace?
No,
you had something important you wanted to bring up on this podcast.
Oh, you're pulling the old reversal there, the little Uno reverse card, eh? I always do that to you.
What do you mean?
All right. Remember you had something really important you wanted to ask him, but no, I got it. All right. JS, where do you see yourself in your career in Magic? Where do you see yourself in, say, 5 years? Are you hoping that you have your own theater show at the end of the day, or are you just looking to do close-up Magic from now until the day you kick the proverbial bucket? What do you think?
Yeah, it sounds more like it, the second one. Because I don't know, I never really messed with stage. I think if I ever did stage, I'd do mentalism. Because I know a lot of mentals, but I don't really do it. Because I bought a lot of, I get for some reason stage stuff when I was younger. So I have it to do it. I never put it together, and I haven't never been asked to do a stage show. But honestly, I'm not looking to be famous for Magic. I don't really go up on YouTube as long as I can do Magic as a job for the rest of my life. Even if I'm making minimum wage from doing it, I'm perfectly fine with that. I just want to do Magic, so however I can do it, that's about it.
Yeah, it's pretty much the exact same mindset I had, and the whole reason I became a street performer. And similarly, the same thing Josh had in mind, except he kind of blew up, some bitch.
Not online, just for gigs, but I think that's it. Hey, your happiness isn't defined by how much you make from the thing that makes you happy. It's just that you can keep doing it. So what's that saying? We don't do Magic to get paid. We just get paid so we can keep just doing Magic. Something like that.
Yeah. We're not making I don't know. I see quotes all the time. Not making the money to be rich. I'm just making the money to be the fuel to keep my passion alive. That's really all I'm looking for.
But now that
I take it.
Now that that's your goal, what's going to happen is you won't be able to help but do well. You have such a following that love watching your videos because you're not trying to be like, "Hey guys, what's up? Another video." Blah blah blah. You're just like, "All right, let's do some Magic." And people.
Yeah, bro, that sounded like a bit of a personal attack there, buddy.
No. If I was impersonating, if I was copying you, I'd be like, "All right, guys, what's up?" Blah 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 blah. That's your intro,
What's
right?
up, guys? Jason Ma, the magician here, and welcome back. Yeah. But look, I get it. No, I think that I think in the long term, because you're still growing pretty consistently on YouTube, which only bodes well for you in the long run, right? YouTube pays a little cash, not heaps, not life-changing amounts, but it pays a little, and it all Josh was saying, it all adds up. They say, what is it? You should never spend your first dollar. You should spend your second dollar. And so your first dollar, I'm guessing for you, is the gigs that you're doing. You're doing gigs. That's your main income. Therefore, it's your first dollar. And so you shouldn't spend it on toys and stuff. You should use it to pay your bills and then save it, right? And then your second dollar is the YouTube and in your Patreon, whatever other things you got going on for you. And that's the stuff you can use to buy like new equipment or new magic tricks or, whatever else you want to buy. Yeah. And that way you're still constantly moving forward.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said.
That's the secret, man. The first and second dollar. If you can get a third dollar, that's when you're on the verge of riches, Getting that third dollar is tough though.
$3.
$3.
What would you do with $3, Josh?
$3.
Last gig only paid you $2.
Oh, if I had $3, probably buy another bicycle deck. That's probably what I'd do. Because I know with that deck, I can do many gigs.
Yeah, make some serious coin with the deck of cards. Have you ever done the shady buy before, where you've like had no decks of cards or something, and you run over and get the Queen's slippers from the servo or something? Have you ever had to do that? Oh, that's funny. I remember one time traveling to Melbourne. And I just went down there to visit, but there were some busker friends. They were like, "Oh, let's all go for a busk." And I was like, "I didn't bring any gear, but as long as I can borrow a table, I'm all set." And they were like, "Sure." And I went to the store. I used four 50-cent pieces. I bought a Sharpie pen. I bought some cups, some aluminium foil, and then I got some cups from Macca's, and then I got some Queen Slippers cards, and I was able to do a full show. And that show did really well, actually, surprisingly. Like I was able to make like $100 a show and do like 4 or 5 of those in a day. It ended up being quite lucrative, considering I spent like $10 buying garbage so I could put it together.
Nice,
so good though.
What's like the minimum you could get away with to do a gig? Like JS, like what is a New York audience like? By the way, are they? I mean, I don't know if you've performed for other audiences to compare them, but are they like more like freaking out kind of audiences? Are they like hecklers? Are they just laid back? What do you find?
I find mostly it's just normal people that love it. The crazy reactions I get from the younger kids, like in groups. That's just because they have that mob mentality. One reacts, they all react. And I don't really get as many hecklers. Like, of course, when we got to Magic, we were told about hecklers, but I don't really get that many. And when I do, I just try to put them over, which is what you're told to learn, making me a friend and stuff. But yeah, it's all different. Nothing. How about you guys?
Yeah, I've noticed that your style of Magic is very direct, and so it'd be kind of hard to heckle you, I feel, because it's not like you don't perform with any kind of like arrogance or like, you don't go with the over the top, funny guy type of thing. Like you've got a very direct approach to when you perform, which I imagine is a super powerful tool.
Yeah, call it a superpower. Like Omegle is where I get the most hecklers because people are just ruthless on the internet. But
yeah,
I try to keep mess ups, all my hecklers, not my mess ups the way they flash, but like messing up and fixing it so people can learn. Because I'm not gonna say I started my channel for this reason, but when I was growing up, I wanted a bigger channel to like help me like as a role model. But of course, nobody wanted to help. So now that I'm at the bigger stage, I guess I'm trying to help as many people as I can. Because I know how hard the Magic journey is to get to where you're comfortable and confident and have your style, your character. So I try to help. I do the Magic so people can learn on my channel and also enjoy it.
One thing I
can also
find...
tell you're heavily influenced by David Blaine. I see that in your performances, man. 100%. You're a David Blaine man.
Yeah, definitely got me to Magic. People say, everything I do is mostly double lifts, which I don't know if we say it on here.
Oh, that was a beep. Don't worry.
We'll bleep it out. Yeah, we'll just put a beep on it. Yeah. I mean, you can say it if you want. It doesn't really matter. But it's we just look, it's card Magic, man. What do you expect? It's not like you can't sit there and top change everything.
But I say like people, a lot of people, like when I was saying before, a lot of people say, "Oh, John, you do the same tricks over and over and over again. You should change it up once in a while." I go, "Do you like David Blaine?" Like, yeah, I love David Blaine. I'm like, he's been doing the same 10 tricks for like 10 years, and like he's popular. So it all comes down to opinion. I don't really listen to any magician. Every magician, like you two said, you bicker because you have different opinions. You're never going to find a magician with the same mindset as you. So I don't really listen. I do what I think.
The best thing
we bicker about not each other's performances. We have nothing but respect for each other's work, but we just bicker for the sake of bickering. I feel like just give him some shit for no reason.
Or I'm like, Jason,
like
can
Josh
you
has a
wake up
receding
for this
hairline,
interview?
and I just Josh has a receding hairline, and I can't help but make sure everyone knows it. So Josh, take that hat off, give him a look, man.
All right, I will when you show us your belly. Lift up your full belly, show us the belly button, everything. Then I'll do it.
Hey.
Oh, you did it. Oh, that was gross. All right, now I'll show my. It's only fair.
Look at that.
Nice.
Difference is I'm not self-conscious.
Oh
I too, bro.
no, you got a full head of hair.
You've got more hair though. On the top of Josh's head, he's got some
Nice.
bald. Oh, look, Josh, cut it off, man. Go bald.
Yeah, so it's that kind of stuff. I had a great
that's what I
point
mean.
I was going to bring up, and now I forgot what the hell we were referring. Oh, David Blaine.
The hell that?
I think one of my favorite clips I remember from one of his last specials was him doing Ambitious Card to bloody Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in the world. And he's doing a routine that everyone in the comments would be like, oh, you're just doing an HDR. But like, they're freaking out at that. Jeff is like, oh, we need a slow-mo camera in here. Oh, that's crazy. These guys are all like, just can't take their eyes off it. And yet, people might try to give you crap for doing that kind of routine. But yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. The only people giving you crap are people that have no clue what they're talking about. They're all amateurs. There are always people that are like, but I recently learned the new trick that just came out. Shut up. Shut your mouth. All right. You don't know what you're talking about.
You know what's really funny is Jason. But the other thing that's really funny is that we have a great magic community in our Patreon and people watching all three of us on YouTube. And I don't know if you found this, JS, but magicians will learn. We love to learn magic. We love to learn. We love to learn different moves, different things, watch other people. But the most common question I get asked when someone's trying to become an actual performing magician is like, oh, what tricks do you do to like actual people? Like what tricks actually entertain people? Like they learn all this stuff, but none of that actually helps them with what the hell to do to an actual audience. So I think, yeah, what really comes in handy is the street magic videos that we all put up. And like, I try to put up these videos called Uncut Street Magic, where it's just, I don't edit anything. It just kind of goes up. And Omegle definitely helps as well. I think those are the things that people find most helpful.
They also find it the most interesting too, because any videos that I've posted that were like live performances, they always perform better than like if I just do a trick to the camera, for example. Yeah, unless I'm teaching said thing, but I rarely teach anymore. Kind of just post stuff. Like, I don't really like teaching all that much unless it's something that is understandably okay. Does that make sense? Lately, I've just been teaching a lot of flourishes. Actually, that's been fun.
Nice.
Say again.
I said those are pretty popular. People like cardistry, so maybe one of those will hit the algorithm.
What a crazy life that it's taken on, right? I remember when cardistry just started out. Everyone was doing the what's that 4-packet cut everyone used to do, the Sybil.
Yeah,
man.
When Chris Kenner put out the Sybil, that was the thing, and then when Dan and Dave put out their DVD, it was like, oh my god, you got to learn the Halo and the Mockingbird.
Everything changed. Molecules 1, 2, and 3. Like
that's it. Yeah,
all those different things.
What was that other one? Pandora.
The revolver cut.
Our friend does Pandora really well. That was like the staple. Big flourish.
Oh no, it's Mockingbird. He does Mockingbird. You're thinking of Marek, right?
Yeah.
It's Mockingbird with the twisting cards where they're like flipping in his fingers and stuff. That stuff is crazy. Yeah, boy. Josh learned the flicker shot in 2018. Josh and I were sitting at a bar in Sydney with some friends. One of them knew the flicker shot and taught it to us. And Josh never, ever stopped doing the flicker shot after that. I think that was almost every video he posted for the next 3 years was him doing the damn flicker shot.
I was just so proud I could do a move that was like considered like a cool move. Maybe it's not
that
cool
I learned
anymore,
it just so that you don't have anything cool anymore. Take it away from you.
I could never do like the anaconda dribble like Jace or our other friend Marek, but I could do that one thing, one card.
Yeah, it was cool for a long time. I remember watching you do it, being jealous. And then I was like, screw it, I'll learn it.
Yeah.
JS, do you remember the first time you learnt the hot shot? You sat there and you learnt Daryl's hot shot?
Yeah, that was painful to learn. That was probably the most painful trick to learn.
And do you remember after you learnt it, how much of a badass you felt? That card would like drift around your body and into your awaiting hand. Their selected card that you surely will find with only one hand, and it would jump across and you would catch it. And Yeah, I remember the first time I learned that too. That shit was crazy.
That's when you know you're real
Life-changing
badass. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Definitely
feel like
properly-
Yeah.
it's the it is properly named. I think it's the rite of passage. You ain't a real magician until you get like the hot shot. You know, when you can do a comfortably good hot shot, that's when you know, like, okay, now I can do magic. You know,
Yeah. You're like, now I've got something.
some pizzazz.
Like Derek Delgadio says in the show, it's like, now you got something special. It's got a bit of to it when you do that move.
I could shuffle on my leg.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. What's better than one fan? I don't know. 2 fans.
Standard magician. Have you seen In and of Itself?
No.
No. Ooh.
Derek Delgadio.
You got something to. I think you got something to send JS after this, huh? It's quite possibly. I would, I've seen a lot of magic shows in my days. This is the first magic show I've ever managed to watch the whole way through because it was so damned good from start to finish, man. It's amazing. It's a really good show.
And nothing in it is like anything you've seen in a show before. Like you'll never watch it going, oh, he's going to do this thing or that thing. It's all
he's doing Professor's Nightmare and then he'll follow it up with Ambitious. No, it's nothing like that. It's all like really unique.
You might even cry, which is not a joke. It's actually the most impactful one-man show I've ever seen.
I'll definitely check it out. It's on YouTube or something?
What is it on Hulu or something?
It's on Hulu, I think. Hulu?
Is that the one? Yeah. Is it Hulu or?
Yeah. So it was a show
Amazon
that
Prime or some shit.
It was a Broadway show, and then it was a show in New York somewhere, and then they filmed it like really cinematically, so it could be sort of captured the essence of what the show was, and then they put it out on Hulu as like a special, and I'll send you the link of where you can actually watch it. Yeah. Which is dope.
Wasn't David Blaine crying in it?
Yeah, David Blaine's in the audience. So is
Was he crying?
Bill Gates.
Is that right?
Yeah, David Blaine's crying in the show.
That's how good it is. Think about that, man. Yeah. That's how I know you're going to watch it now.
Yeah, man. It's just intense. But look, this has been awesome. I think we might
hold on. Before we cut
get Jason to ask another question.
There's one more thing that we've got to ask, okay? So this is something I think a lot of magicians and people that will watch this will want to know, and that is when it comes to the equipment that you're using to make your Omegle videos. What do you use? Because a lot of people use really expensive stuff, and are you using crazy equipment or is your stuff fairly standard? Like, let us know. What are you using?
Yeah, it's just like my Magic Basic. I have a Mac. I use the webcam built in, and it's built in with QuickTime Player, and that records the screen. And then just try to get the nice quality. Not as nice as you guys, but I have 2 ring lights that I mess around with, and then that's it. I edit it on a editor called Final Cut Pro.
Nice. Okay, cool. So there you have it, guys. Gear doesn't matter. What matters is being a registered badass, like our guest here, JS Magic. But there it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and we will see you on the Patreon, where you'll get to hear some inside exclusives. JS is going to do a naked dance for us all. We're really excited to see it. So
we'll see.
With all
then.
that said and done, Josh, anything you want to add?
Well, you can find JS more of his stuff on Instagram, js.magic. Obviously, YouTube. Check out his Patreon. We'll put it in the link in the description as well. Anything you want to say to the world before we sign off, JS?
I don't know. Hope if you guys are in Magic, just practice. That's really all it takes. And thank you guys for watching.
All right. Peace, guys. See you in the Patreon.
Thanks for listening. It's time for us to disappear now. But we'll see you again on the next episode of The Magic Guys.